denied as a first ban by Weibo Gaming, and they're on the same side again.
Yeah, and WE keeping their same bans exactly, holding the Ezreal ban over from game 1. For Weibo, I mean, I feel like leaving open the Lucian is so hard. You could go for it, right? We still have the Draven open if he wants to go towards that. You would then just be opting into a trade of the Kalista and the Lucian, and, you know, assumingly WE would pick the Lucian, you could go for the Kalista yourselves. Weibo Gaming, with 4 seconds left, they go for it. They banned the Renata. Now for WE, I mean, you could set yourselves up for that Lucian Nami lane that just has been so pivotal.
Or do you just return back and say, hey, we had such a good Kalista game? But then are you exposing yourself, Lyric? Like, is it kind of doomed?
I think the hard thing would be the fact you can't run back Kalista Renata, right? Renata being off the table. Kalista Renata was like the first dancer we saw brought in to the Lucian Nami lane. So I'm curious to see if Huanfeng goes towards the Kalista and you bring out something else. You know, maybe just bring out like a tank support or something along those lines. Or if you want to go to a Draven or something else with early game power. But no, they're going to stick with the Kalista, and we're going to see what they get to pair with as Beishang. I mean, hey, he had a good charter performance last game. Run it back.
It was really clean here on the Trundle, so why not? I mean, for the SOFM, that's his mentality, right? He's played the same jungler 8 times now in the LPL. 1 champion played. It is only Viego. Like, SOFM, this split's like, guys, I want to keep it simple. I want to keep it straight. You know, let's just play Viego.
Yeah, and now Nami locked in. I also really like the Trundle coming out against the Kalista as well, being able to throw down that pillar, try and impede such a short-range AD carry, and try and find out those wins. We hit on, with Renata off the board, you're probably just going to go towards a generic tank alongside the Kalista, so far hovering the Nautilus. That one is locked in. So Weibo this time, at least going to have a lot more tools to go all in on 5v5s, right? Because at least in previous drafts, it has just been a lot of single target. But now having this big Nautilus, sure, he has single target CC, but On will feel a lot more comfortable throwing himself in with Huanfeng's ult into 5 people and being able to set up those huge engages for the side of Weibo.
But at the very least in this final draft, we've changed direction for Weibo Gaming because it was Angel with the Ahri last game. It was the priority on mid. He's going to lose that, so it's not going to be Angel's Ahri that pulled in quite a bit of work when Weibo Gaming went down in the dirt. It means that if we are talking about team fighting comps, if we're talking about Weibo Gaming going for a different direction, maybe that starts with Angel here in the second phase.
Yeah, I kind of expected that maybe with the Ahri banned away since you took Lysandra, that maybe Weibo would be the team looking towards something like a Swain with the limited range on the side of WE, but no, banning it out themselves. I'm curious to see what Weibo are thinking in terms of a mid. Angel has played the Ahri, the Zoe, the Orianna, and the Swain. But I think it would have been nice to have that strong early power spike come out with the mandate, have that team fight prowess able to come through.
True. So the big question, right? What direction do they go? I think with 15 seconds left to go, we can kind of contemplate what Weibo Gaming want to do here. No, stop. Oh, wait.
Please do it. Please do it. Please.
It's such a flex. Like, would the...
It was going to be... I was ready for the Shies Kalista, man.
Yeah.
The Shies Kalista 2020, that was... Seeing Puff never allowed to pick this champion, despite it being his most played in solo queue by far to earn the Shy's respect, and then never end up doing it. Depressing, but we're not going to get to see the Shy's Kalista today, which it would be blind. It would be absolutely crazy, but you never can put that too far out of the realm of possibility for the Shy. Azir just going to come on through and give Angel a champion that he's very comfortable with and has played for a very long time. And WE going to answer back with the Corki. I mean, heck, this is something that Shanks had some, admirable performances on back when it was in the meta.
Yeah, but we do get Azir versus Corki, and I think all viewers are going to be like, what year is it? We always return back. It's always full circle.
You know what's the best part about it? I remember seeing in a Reddit thread, one of our post games of the day, someone saying, like, thank God the LPL isn't just like doing Azir versus Corki or any of these shenanigans with the durability update. It's like, here we go, baby. We've had champion diversity. Now we get to take a step back to the Azir Corki. Gnar, once again locked in for Bubu. Weibo, I mean, Jay's still open, and you still do have lots of, poke able to come out from the Azir in the mid lane. You can still win out in that 1v1 matchup, so they're just going to opt into it once again. You have your frontline tank this time on the Nautilus, and I feel like Weibo are sitting a little bit more comfortable, but WE still having tools to answer with those large rockets that are going to come out from Shanks later on.
Yeah, I mean, again, you already talked about Shanks' comfort there. Very curious to see if Weibo Gaming can kind of reflect on that second game. Do have a more aggressive lane, as you talk about in the 2v2 and down in the bottom lane. And the 2v2 has been quite impactful. So, yeah, here's the Weibo Gaming finding an answer, and maybe the SMLZ and Heal once again dominating that 2v2, because in Game 2, if you're just tuning in now, it was an absolute stomp because that bottom lane took care of business from level 2. Found the lead that won WE the game.
Yeah, and I feel like we're going to need to see Weibo pivot. Weibo are going to need to put resources into their bot lane. They're going to make sure that the solution Nami can't just do whatever they want. We know WE's bot lane is going to be playing very aggressively,
Yep.
so SOFM's going to have to interact more. Angel should be able to get some prio in early levels and maybe Shadow. Level 6 is when mid becomes a bit dicier because you do have those long-range rockets to come out and just be an annoyance to Angel and just very easily clear the wave. But SFM specifically, I feel like we need to see him covering more for bot side, making sure Beishang can't do what he did last time around, just making his way around the wave, zoning them off turret, and then setting SMLZ up for an easy carry game.
Yeah, I mean, Beishang had a really clean game number 2, and kind of what we expected in the past of Beishang. He's a great... I was going to say he's a great father-like figure, but I feel like the father story is already on the top side, so maybe I don't use the words in that series, but Beishang was once a top 3 jungler. Beishang was someone who was so reliable for WE. Coming into the third game, that Trundle can be reliable, as we saw in the last one. So welcome back. Lyric, once again, let's talk a little bit about Weibo Gaming's composition, and then we can transition back over. You mentioned how there are similarities there, but Angel on the Azir this time around, we get a bit more of that range, we get a pause, everything's different.
Yeah, I feel like looking at Weibo's comp overall is, again, that they just index more into 5v5s than they did before, considering that they do have, again, like this tanky champion in bot lane who can start up fights, who Huanfeng can just throw in, and he doesn't have to worry about, like, how we've seen, again, the Renatas opting to go in all day long and just getting bursted out. You have more DPS coming out from the mid lane in the Azir than the Ahri was able to provide. So at least when it comes to grouping up around neutrals, this Weibo Gaming comp is way more competent than we've seen, I think, the past few that Weibo picked up.
Yeah, very, very true. I mean, again, kind of fits the identity we know. Weibo Gaming have been this kind of team fighting team that we thought, oh, well, the early game a little bit stagnant. WBG were known as like, late game will come through. Late game, their coordination much better because they were having a lot of issues with SOFM, with the Shy. Even though the Shy has been playing well, there's, I don't know, coordination? Coordination's what I always say.
I was going to say, yeah, I feel like it's one of those things where it's not even like I necessarily think of Weibo as like a late game team fighting team or anything along those lines. It's just that they're so disconnected in terms of like, again, you don't see a lot of like lane to lane pressure transfer. Like if there's a push in top or mid or something, I don't expect to see them roam too heavily as compared to other laners like Xiaohu, for example. And then SOFM just not... He's not someone like Karsa who is just going to be like, I'm going to gank, and I'm going to gank, and I'm going to gank, and you know what? I'm going to gank some more. So it just kind of leaves them open to where it's like, well, since you're not connecting anything early, neutral timers are just such like obvious windows of like, hey, this is a dragon or this is a herald. We must fight for this or we must group. That it's kind of the only thing that connects the members of Weibo together.
Yeah, I know. It's really hard. That's why Weibo Gaming, there's a lot of suspicion on this team as to where they'll actually place because they don't feel like a top 4 team, maybe a top 6, but in the grand scheme of things, where do they sit in the top 10? Lyric, that's not important right now. As we are in a pause, I want to do what I tried to do with Dagda all that time ago and didn't get to. What arcane character are you?
Okay.
Question 1 of 18. Choose a hobby that you have. Knitting, martial arts, baking, playing instruments, skating, and that's how you get out of a pause, folks. It is the double act, and it works every single time.
It'll never let us do it. I want to do it. It sounds like fun.
It does sound like fun, but I'm okay with getting back into the game, and Shanks is going to get a rude awakening here to the game number 3. Peekaboo! Dredge line, the flash away. That was an inch too close. I actually don't know how Shanks got away with that.
That was like, holy cow, that was just on the millisecond of when it needed to be, right? On even played it, you know, flashes in to connect the CC with his passive proc first so he can guarantee the hook to follow up. But Shanks, with those fast fingers, again, the second the CC was over, hitting that key. So nice to see from him not going down, but still, coming out for Weibo, you get a flash mid, and you're able to cut the jungle in half, steal away this red buff. But look at the minimap. Beishang's actually making his way over to fight with SOFM.
Level 2 wants a duel, but speaking of duels, look at the bottom lane. Ignites down onto On. He's ticking away too. SMLZ and Heal. Their trade is going to be nothing against them. Weibo Gaming once again losing out in the 2v2.
Also, it looks like Beishang flashed on SOFM. Both of their flashes are down as well.
Yep.
So 2 minutes into the game, ton of action coming out across the board. Angel now going to be able to keep up a lot of pressure. We hit on Azir early on in this matchup. Typically should be able to get pressure anyway.
SOFM
Very
got it.
easy to just put your soldiers in the wave, as we're going to see here. Of just forcing SOFM out.
So he gets a red
And I
buff.
think, got red buff. So overall, still comfortable start for the side of Weibo. We are going to see SOFM now end up on the top side of the map, just because that is where his camps are. But still, so will Beishang. So at least a lot less worry coming out on the bottom half of the map this time around. And heck, Hwanfeng and On have been able to guarantee themselves with the early push with the trades they've been going for, because Lucian Nami's lane not really coming on to such strong power once you get the full combo, able to come out level 1. Definitely not able to do super well against the Kalista and the Nautilus.
Yep.
So nice to see more stability come out for Weibo in the first few minutes.
Yeah, despite the early trade we saw there where Hwanfeng and On got beaten out pretty nicely. Note there is a pot lead here for SMLZ and Heals, so they do have a bit more to play with, but as you already mentioned, stability is the one word I would use. I want to pull it back and talk a little bit about what we're seeing in the jungle, though, because with SOFM's camps and what you see on your screen, he's already up. Why is math so hard? 8 CS. Hey, we got it. And he's got a lot of camps to go through, Lyric. So SOFM once again in a CS lead, but this time much earlier on.
Yeah, just being able to find that one camp advantage was so huge. Now, I'm keeping my eyes on if Beishang going to wrap around to be able to find that bot lane Scuttle Crab before SOFM can. Both junglers are already heading down. W are the ones who have pressure in bot, but their bot lane's already recalled, so I think this should just set up for Weibo to potentially be able to get this one.
Oh, okay. SOFM going to take it immediately. The wave as it pushes in the bottom side. Just note we saw on our screens Hwanfeng picking up the CS, so he's marginalized, in fact, equaled onto SMLZ. SOFM being a bit of a pain. This is what he does. He loves invading. And the smite difference going to be big. Beishang got one of his own, but remember, level 3 versus level 4. Heals coming in, and SOFM takes it. He has no flash to get away from this one, and Angel still hasn't moved, but luckily enough, they can't lock him down, and SOFM gets away with camp monster murder once again, which is like real murder.
I love that he's going for it as well. He knows he has a level advantage. He also has red buff still because he just went and picked up his own. Beishang never had a red buff, so SOFM just overall utilizing the tools and the advantages he has, trying to bully out Beishang and cook some chicken down in the bottom side. So for Weibo, I mean, on top of, we've hit on the early game already, but having, I think, a much more... I don't just like using the term easy, right? But having something that feels more potent in 5v5s with having more DPS in mid and with having this engage support coming out, at least feels like they have a lot of things going for them, as the Shy, once again, just going to be able to bully Bew.
Bew must be getting sick of playing this Nah and just going, well, I'm not going to get to play the lane whatsoever. Third game in a row where the Shy has hit this little Yordle right where it hurts. Bew down 10 CS, the Shy forcing out his TP. And it continues to be a bit of a bloodbath up in that top side. There's no blood that's been spared, shed, English hard in this game, but it might actually lead up to it, as in the bottom side, SOFM is moving in, and Heals already burning his flash drench line a bit deep under the turret. On has to flash away himself, but SMLZ burning both summoners. On gets away with the slither of his life, but Weibo Gaming have woken up in this third game, and SOFM the one to do it.
Yeah, Weibo winning out heavily in the bot lane trade. Nice sidestep by Heal to make sure he doesn't die, right? If he got hit by that hook, he definitely would have gone down, but does sidestep it. And SOFM showing us exactly what we wanted to see. We said, hey, we need to see more attention put down towards your bottom lane this time around, considering we do have Lucian versus Kalista, two champions who do play quite aggressively in the early stages. Make sure the Nami Lucian can't get ahead, because then it does feel quite rough. They will hit their power spike still once you hit the Gale Force, because Gale Force mandate is just so much burst. Even if you aren't like massively ahead, there's potential to just one-shot your target with Lucian Gale Forcing in with the buffs coming from Nami, but still not where you'd like to be when typically, again, this lane is just so powerful. And SOFM is going to keep taking camps and small objectives right in Beishang's face.
And he's huge. You expect when someone only plays Viego with his 8th game now in the split, that SOFM would have pop-off performances like this. 50 to 33 CS. It started in the early game. It started with that invade. And SOFM has been building off of it ever since. Going back for the invade again, I mean, This is a KFC sponsorship if I've ever seen it. SOFM is turning into the Colonel. He's even got white hair on the champion.
I just love that he's going for it. This is something we've talked about a lot over the past few days in terms of playing more for jungle when it's harder to do things in lanes. SOFM
has to ult out of there. Just got the Heartbreaker off of the chicken camp, but On is still here, rearing for the engage. Smite available for SOFM. Beisheng doesn't have his own. Smite comes early, but On picks up the red buff. At least it goes to Weibo Gaming.
Yeah, those 2v2 trades from the Nautilus are going to hit hard.
Yeah.
Weibo all inning on the 2v2. Huanfeng now picking up his ult as well. Heck, we're 10 seconds away from Dragon. Not from Dragon, I'm sorry, from Rift Herald. You have pushed down in bot side. I mean, Weibo are just using the fact that they have pressure in mid and bot, like, very fluidly, constantly going for these rotations to take things away from the side of WE. And looks like WE expecting Weibo to look for the Rift Herald or attacking bot lane.
Okay, well, we'll see how it goes. On has the red buff, and it starts ticking away, but Huanfeng already burning the flash. The Fate's call to save his support. On blocking the rest of the damage, which was nice. Unfortunately, Beisheng's pillar doesn't get them displaced, so Weibo Gaming's bottom lane getting attacked and finally giving some leverage to SMLZ in here.
Yeah, we see WE still going to commit hard for this invade, considering that SOFM's on the Rift Herald on top side.
I don't like
but
this.
Angel trying to make his way around.
And he has ult as well. Sends heal back right into On, and the first blood, easy as you like for Huanfeng. Beisheng chasing up Angels. Huanfeng is not attacking the Trundle. They've abandoned their mid laner, but SMLZ getting chipped away by the Rend while Shank's now tickling On. That's going to hurt as Shank's over the wall. The Rend once again. Huanfeng darts over. He'll get it with a triple kill, but Beisheng gets him back. 3 for 3 on the scoreboard, but once again, big Kalista Gaming.
Yeah, big Kalista. Still, though, I mean, Weibo were able to trade even in a situation where they were down in numbers, able to find the initial pick before the Corki was able to make his way over. Angel putting himself in harm's way with this ultimate by pushing in heal. Instantly has to flash out. Then, like you said, Huanfeng and On are like, sorry, bro, we're going for the kill onto SMLZ. They take him down. Angel dies on the opposite side, and then able to commit in a 2v1 to make sure that Shanks goes down, flashes away, but Huanfeng able to hop over the wall to make sure this one happens. And again, it ended up being an even trade because what was a 3v3 or like, let's say a 4v3, Weibo just turned into a bunch of like 1v2s or, you know, things where they had numbers by splitting up the fight, focusing down a member, and ultimately they got the Herald on top of it.
Which is going to be big. And when you have Huanfeng, who's now 3-1 with an immortal shield bow at 10 minutes in the game, I'm getting those SMLZ Game 2 vibes once again. A very big Kalista, the Shy who's doing well in his lane. I think it's worth mentioning that for WE, the trade-off where the kills went for them was Shanks picking up one, but Beisheng getting 2 of his own, and he needed it considering he was down 30 CS in the jungle at this 10-minute mark.
Yeah, I mean, we just see leads coming out everywhere. Even though there's no CS lead in mid, Angel's consistently bullied out Shanks, even forcing him to buy a Hex Drinker this early on in the game, which could really delay his spike. And now they're going to be looking for a Dragon, but Beisheng's in the area, and Shanks, I believe, picked up his package.
Angel was moving down to help SOFM, but he's pulled off the Dragon. Package is there, and SOFM wants to reel it out. But you can see the rest of WE are moving upriver. This could be a bit of a pinch if Huanfeng and On don't get in soon. And with the wave at the turret, looks like WE trying to pull that window out, but we reset, we go back to square one.
Yeah, for WE, they would love to force a fight just for the fact that they have the package. For Weibo, you're trying to posture, time that out, and then you feel more comfortable looking for a fight. So that's why we're seeing WE now hard force this Dragon, so they can try and find an opportune moment to use that package.
I like that you talked about timing out Shanks here. He's now moved into range, and Weibo Gaming have been biding their time. That package getting close as Angel and On move in. It's secured by WE, the second Dragon of the game, but the package lines down the middle of the fight, and SOFM and Huanfeng is zoned out. Aqua Prison not connecting, and that's great for Weibo Gaming.
Oh, Angel!
As Angel sends him sky high. Meet the Lord and his holy messenger. Angel's here to stay, and chasing on up. This fight is doomed for WE. Blessed be the mid laner of Weibo Gaming.
I even love on the minimap, the Shy rotates mid, pushes that wave in to deny WE even more, losing out on golden experience. We'll get up back to top side in time to take that one. And, I mean, Weibo, we've hit on it, right? The early game so far being very nice. I was surprised they were opting into posturing for that one. when Corki did have the package, just having belief that they're able to take this fight. We see On getting caught out, but they do have the ultimate to take him away. Gets thrown back in immediately, and then keep your eyes on Angel's huge ultimate onto 3 people, and then able to follow up with the DPS from the soldiers to come through. Huanfeng also dashing around the whole fight and able to get a huge amount of damage off. And just look how low this mid lane turret is. And oh no,
here we go.
On an SOFM.
Yeah, the package this time, no flash available as well. They want to punish it and keep the momentum going because Lyric, it's an almost 4K gold lead at 12, 13 minutes into the game. SOFM continues claiming ownership to Beisheng's jungle. It doesn't matter that Beisheng gets return kills or that he's now 3-1. SOFM lives here. He's like that guy that just won't get off the couch. I know you and I have been watching BoJack Horseman back in Ireland. He's literally Todd.
So who's peanut butter? Who's Mr. Peanut Butter?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's Angel. You know, always positive, just keep on trucking. He's Mr. Consistent, right? Same character in and out, doesn't really change that much. Feels to be Angel.
I feel like SOFM has to be BoJack.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Why? Because he's self-deprecating. You know.
I don't know. He just
sometimes it's wrong.
I feel like his facial expression just says big BoJack energy, which I feel like calling someone BoJack could be an insult, but I remember Joe like vehemently disagreed with me, and I'm like, dude, BoJack is an idol. Like that's.
Well, we'll see. Look in the bottom lane. Huanfeng is 4-0, and SMLZ, he'll feel it in a second with the other Fed member coming in. Heal flashes off a cooldown once again. Weibo Gaming seeing Beisheng will pull back with the health bars low. And with Weibo Gaming having Huanfeng here, it might just be enough to threaten the turret.
Yeah, they're going to keep going as well. You have Huanfeng's ult available. SOFM as well, sitting on top of his. You have push in mid, so it'd be very easy to just start bringing Angel down now. Heck, he might even just take mid lane turret right now with how much he's chunking out Shanks.
Oh no, well that was a bit of a doozy. On dredge lined into a pillar. I won't be able to get away though. And yeah, looking at mid, Angel's able to do that because as the back comes through, Angel's got the wave prepping up. Good eyes there, Lyric, because Weibo Gaming going to get so much on the map, and SOFM sticking around, being the nuisance, the shy, able to push in this next wave as well. It's all going right, and when it's come to this final game, Weibo Gaming have finally switched back on, and now the dive's actually commencing. They've stuck around so long as Beisheng subjugates. SOFM just wants a kill. It's a 2-man knock-up on Honest. Huanfeng juggles the aggro, but it's a little messy, if I dare say. As we go on to heal, he dodges through. Huanfeng doesn't juggle. It's SOFM who picks it up, and Weibo Gaming will take that 3 for 1. Excuse me, trade.
And they've taken top turret. They took mid turret. They're going to take this one as well. They're denying again a whole ton of farm, experience and gold on the map, and they're just pushing their lead further and further. I mean, their lanes have naturally been winning out, but still, the fact that SOFM is actually hovering, is actually shadowing and giving them attention so they can't be caught off guard by Beisheng, feels like it has been the difference maker this time around. As we're going to see here, the engage come through. They're able to lock him down. His flash almost buys him enough time as SOFM isn't able to connect with the Heartbreaker, but still On comes back in. You're able to get the possession. It's very easy for SOFM to be like, hey, I'll be the one taking turret, then able to get away with the reset.
3-0-3. It's worth mentioning his score every time we come out of the replay. He's just farming up a storm.
I just want to ask you, why did Weibo do this? Why did Weibo win game 1 decisively, go into game 2, a little bit XD, and then decide to come in game 3, you know, with a fire lit under them, huh?
Maybe because Huanfeng wanted to play Aphelios. Maybe he really wanted to play it. Hey, the Shy's deep. That's a flash burn. Now SOFM dealing with Bubu. That's going to be a big one soon. As he turns into Meganar, Bubu can't do much else. As On finds a hook once again onto heal. He doesn't have the re anymore, but he definitely doesn't have the heal in this game. 10-5. Weibo Gaming keep finding picks, and it's getting worse and worse.
Yeah, they're going to be able to break down mid-tier 2 now. Dragons up. We're so far away from Sol, though. I feel like Weibo can probably end this game confidently before that one comes up, considering they're breaking this one down. They have good siege tools coming in with the Azir as well as the Jace. I mean, heck, this push on mid right now is pulling all the members down. SOFM!
Yeah, this is a deep dive.
What?
Down he goes. Now, SOFM, that is not uncharacteristic as the culling almost takes down On, and Bubu's about to evolve. Angel now stuck in the middle, and Bubu, as he chases through, wants yet another. SOFM is consistent.
You have you have no one showing on top wave. You have the Shy who is pushing. Will be able to guarantee that tower if you don't go for the dive. You lose nothing. You gain a tower. You gain a dragon. What an interesting call.
Yeah.
This is what we'll call it coming out from Weibo.
As I said, is nothing if not consistent. SOFM full of surprise.
You know, I love it. I saw a tweet, Kelsey Moser, when we were on break, which said, "Yeah, I feel like people just call players consistent when they don't have anything good to say about them, but they don't die much."
True.
And I thought, absolutely true. I guess that's not the only reason. It could go the opposite way. They could die a lot and we call them consistent. We're like, look at that guy. He went down again. Mr. Consistent.
The Shy last year, so consistent. You know? Like, the Shy in his career, consistent. The Shy, I'm pretty sure he still has more deaths than kills. That's a really hard stat to change because it was 100 over when I last checked, which was last year. And I'll do a bit of checking now because, guys, this game feels pretty done. You know, it's in the toilet to be so crude. And WE Lyric, again, it's another game where I'm not going to ask you what they do to come back in the game. Instead, I'm going to look at Weibo Gaming and their expectations for this split because they'll be 2-1 if they find the win here. But Weibo, I don't know. I think they're one of the most questionable teams for me because they dropped a game to Invictus Gaming and they feel like they're like an 8th, 9th, 10th team in some of these games, but then look like a top 4 in others.
They definitely feel like a team is all paused, but Angel should be fine, I think. Oh no, bringing in everyone.
Okay, but the turret's there, so he's got the backup. Shanks on top will lay the package, but another good ulti. Angel flashing away, he ticks down though. Shanks had to.
I just can't believe they committed package for that. You could just TP him anyway without the package, and you're for sure gonna kill him. Just, I don't know, man. That was great. I love it. I love it. Triple down. Who cares? 3 hands up in the air at this point. Just have a good time. And Weibo now gonna break open the base.
That's what it costs.
At the cost of Angel's life.
Yeah. It costs quite a lot. You know, Shanks just wanted to kill. Maybe it was a bit of revenge, considering that they know this game feels so far done. At the very least, you lose to inhibitors. That's free money if you're an optimist.
You know, earlier you said you won't ask me how they come back in. I thought you were going to pivot it back to the Arcane topic. But if we're not going to pivot back to the Arcane survey, I could point out that Weibo, I mean, both these teams have interesting next matchups in very different ways. Weibo going to play against RNG. So, again, going to be a big test. RNG obviously looking a little bit shaky in their debut against FPX, but still able to eke out with the win. Will still be a hard test. And for WE, it's reverse. WE have to play against TT, another team who's coming in. Bit of a rebuild.
Okay.
Is honestly, okay, they get a kill.
What?
What do they do now?
Well, maybe this is how they come back in. SOFM, the hidden tactic. I just don't know what to say, Lyric. I don't know how to cast this one. They didn't prepare us for this.
I was trying to sales pitch WETT.
Oh.
What? You know what? We can do that another day.
We can. SOFM died again, and after what a great game he's had as the Shy on top of Bubu, I guess, again, consistent the right word.
Oh.
Good kite
Oh, he
back.
lives.
Yeah, Bubu able to get out thanks to Meganar, but you know, the Shy is still massive. He has been playing versus minions all game long. The Shy is a 00 agent. 2-2-2 is his score as well. He likes repetition and has just been constantly farming all game long.
Yo, but Bubu with that prime consistency, yo.
Okay.
Nothing good to say, but he didn't die.
There you go. I also, in this short time as well.
It's actually just true.
It is. Well, I mean, everyone else is burnt down. Is Weibo going to start off the Baron here? I want to say the Shy, his deaths are there. 187 deaths, more than kills is the Shy. So let's see if he can rack a few kills up. As Baron looks to be flipped here with an early smite coming through, but the Rend relied on. Weibo Gaming backing away, looked to turn, but at 2.8k, Beisheng is turned on. The Shy jumps in, flashes over so he doesn't die, but he's out of there for now. With Weibo Gaming looking to end this one, but the health bar's still going down. SMLZ gets first kill. WE relying on Shanks a bit here as Juan Fong needs to rend out again, but Angel, man, okay, consistent the word for this guy as he once again scoops them all up.
Yeah, I'll just say big play. Angel coming out, setting up Juan Fong with the damage, and Weibo now going to finally be able to end this one.
And Lyric, I can't believe I'm going to say this. It must be a new year, a new meta, a new split. The Shy didn't die in a competitive game of League of Legends. And with that,
Or get a kill.
Weibo Gaming shock us, amaze us. That series, a definite must win for us to question more.
I mean, again, just the Shine, no death, but no kill either. Like, literally neither one. That just feels so not the Shy. But you're right. I mean, at the end of the day, right, Weibo able to bring it together. They did have quite a dominant game one. And then in this game, it was nice to see SOFM adapt, play more with his bottom lane. We saw a better draft come in. We didn't get the Aphelios Thresh, which we were